Hey guys, welcome to Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds. I'm Ted, hanging out with some of the crew here.
Ryan,
Dave.
And today we're just going to have a discussion about mounts in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. I played a paladin character a couple weeks ago or whatnot, and I'm like, haven't really done much with mounted combat and mount options.
What was your mount?
I had a warhorse, and I'm looking, after the game, I'm like, man, I think it'd be really cool for this paladin to have like this golden lion as his mount, since like light is kind of his thing, and just that's where I want to go. So I'm like, well, how do I convince the DM? Let's look up and see how to make it happen. And if you go to the mounts and vehicles on 155 of your PHB, it does say mounts other than those listed here are available in the worlds of D&D, but they're rare and not normally available for purchase. So it's like, all right, so you can get them. Just a matter of
now. If only I had a spell that would produce such mount for me.
So as a paladin, you do get access to the spell. Find Steed, and you cast the spell, and you get hey, you create a loyal mount. Awesome. So you can just basically say, forget that whole buying a thing. I'll just summon one.
And then Jim's like, no lion. And then you get a warhorse,
a pony, a war pony,
a war pony. Yeah.
So like, there's three. So for mounted combat, there's like three classes that can kind of do something cool.
Right.
When it comes
you
to
paladin,
you got paladin,
you got ranger,
you got ranger.
And who's the
and
third? Druid. Is that where we're going? Druid?
No, not going druid. Well,
Fighter?
he actually turned into it. Where's he going to get the mount from?
No, that's true.
There's no special rules for him to get it.
That's true.
Are we talking fighter? We going fighter with that?
No, the bard.
The hell you say?
The bard can use his thing where he gains the spell from another class.
Oh, if you go,
it's a huge waste of that spell.
That's really is taking a hit.
But thematically, it's kind of fun.
If you do that, you go. You obviously for that you have to be College of Lore. And if you're already that that flashy entertainer sort, and you got some kind of flashy mount, that could be pretty badass.
It almost makes more sense for the College of Valor bard
to be able to do that,
to have access to the mount.
Don't the College of Valor? Don't both of them get it?
Just the College of Lore gets it
a lot more earlier.
I don't believe the.
I think they do. I think it's actually a bard feature, but the College of Lore gets it more often.
Okay.
Yeah. I could be wrong, but so and there's actually another class that can do it as well. I believe the rogue at high levels can actually emulate any other class when they're using magic items.
So if you had an item that allowed you to do it.
Or a scroll,
Yeah, by 10th level, you have plundered the magical knowledge from a wide spectrum of disciplines. Choose 2 spells from any class, including this one. A spell you choose must be of a level you can cast, as shown on the bard table, or a cantrip. The chosen spell counts as a bard spell for you, and you are included in the number of spells known.
Couldn't any caster cast it from a scroll? I would not want to take that hit to my spell list. As the bard, that gets a limited selection as it is, to be able to have a Steed, but you'd really want to Steed.
But if you're you've got something really cool, my bard in your game, I mean, if he got access to like a Pegasus, like he would think that would just be awesome.
Well, and
I think Ted the player would think that would just be awesome too.
Well, here's the thing too. Like, here's the payoff. Is your DM going to bone you for it? Like, yeah, that's awesome. Pick your choice of any warhorse you want. Or you go, well, you're a 10th level character. You can summon something kind of cool at this point. And not only that, if it's not already smart or intelligent, that spell summons an intelligent version of that creature.
Right.
So, you could totally do, the Griffin or the Pegasus or an owlbear or something, and it's intelligent. And one of the cool things about, the summon Steed spell and it being intelligent is when it comes to combat, that thing can act on its own, so you don't have to share actions.
Yeah, because that's just annoying.
And the other iteration of your or the other power with the actual find Steed spell is when you summon it, you are essentially creating something special that's not listed in the or potentially creating something special, and if that mount dies, you can just cast the spell again
and bring it back.
There it is again. It's the exact same creature. It's at full hit points.
Or dismiss it and change what it is.
You can do that too. So if you were to just use a scroll, you get it once, and now you have to go locate it on the scroll to bring it back.
I'm okay with that to not nerf my spell list.
Well,
Well, I don't know. Riding an owlbear in the combat might not be such a nerf, that gets a couple attacks on his own and is going to deal some damage.
Yeah, maybe. Or an elephant, and you name it Stampy.
Or an elephant named Stampy. I mean,
Yeah.
Elephants do a lot of damage too.
well, technically, you could just buy an elephant. They're in here.
You could.
Yeah, but he won't be intelligent.
He won't be a 6 intelligent. He won't be able to like do math. With
He
his
won't be able
trunk.
to count past 2.
Yeah.
Like my dog can count to 2, but beyond that, it's no good.
Mm.
And it only if it involves food.
Right. He's like a goalie dwarf level intelligence.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, only if it involves food, though.
Right.
Other than that, you may find him eating his own poop. You don't know.
Oh my word!
Yeah. So your dog could serve as a mount to like a degenerate gnome or halfling.
Yeah. Well, then that brings us to a beast companion or beastmaster ranger.
Mhm.
And we have one of these in one of our games. They ride a giant wolf spider.
Mhm.
So if you're little, you can get a cool mount.
Yep.
Yes.
If you're
That
not
is the
little,
deal.
you can't.
Yeah. Except for by raw, it's not great. The rules is written, not really awesome for the riding mount character.
Here, here's the thing though. Like the ranger, the ranger beast companion gets your proficiency bonus to pretty much everything it does, including its armor class.
Right.
So it is a lot better than a standard animal. But here's the real problem is it doesn't have enough hit points. Most of them that you're going to get third level have less hit points than a first level character.
Well, the shared hit points combined with the shared actions. I mean,
yeah. Well, it's not shared hit points. It's
well,
just
I
lame
mean,
hit
well,
points.
lame nerfed hit points and shared actions is like
Basically you're going to need another Timmy every session because
Or every combat.
yeah. I mean,
Oh, I'm
pretty
gonna
much.
go out in the woods and go grab another one. Hey, look!
and like animals start going. This one.
No, he's faster.
Yeah, he's a better Badger Brigade. Badger.
Yeah. So there's that. So the Beastmaster compared to the Hunter Ranger needs a lot of help. But what I've done is I give them, instead of being 4 times the Ranger's level and hit points or their hit points, whichever is better, I just give them their hit points plus 4 times the Ranger's level and hit points.
Right.
And in my opinion, that brings them almost up to like a third level character's hit points.
Right.
So
and you also don't do the shared actions.
and I don't do shared actions suck. So I don't do that. And especially for something that's like a beast companion. It's a major part of your class feature.
Like the Beast Companion for what it is kind of meh. Yeah, in comparison to what the Hunter Ranger kicks the shit out of the Beastmaster Companion if you're doing shared actions.
Right.
There's no reason to ever play Beastmaster Ranger ever if you do the shared actions as written. Like
Unless you just want a spider named Fluffy.
yeah, that's basically it. It's like I can have a so-so animal companion that does so-so attacks, or I can kick the ever-living shit out of things as the Hunter Ranger. I think I'm gonna kick the ever-living shit out of things as a Hunter Ranger. Yeah.
All right, so
Diatribe aside.
So mounts. Is there anything else that we feel the need to discuss on?
Barding. Barding is so important. Welcome to the Barding Emporium. We have all the finest barding for the strangest, most exotic animals: pachyderms, canines, felines. We got them all.
Don't forget spiders. Rip Nugget. Actually, Rip Nugget really badly needs some armor.
Yeah, you definitely could use some barding.
So yeah, I mean, granted, you put barding on them. There's also like the combat rules can be found on page 198 in the player's handbook.
In the combat section. Yep.
There's a feat for charge, for mounted combat, which basically it lets you basically put all the damage from their mount onto you, and it also allows
you get advantage. You can force the attack to yourself, and if the mount is subject to a dex save, they can take half damage if they fail or no damage if they succeed.
So it's all right, but I mean, it costs a feat, and
it's way better for a medium character to have this feat than a small character because that advantage thing's rarely going to come into play for you.
And it kicks ass if you actually if you're large and have a huge mount.
Right. Basically, giants on like dire woolly mammoths.
Yes,
you could so beat the crap out of the party because the giant's always rolling with advantage now.
Yeah,
and he's got a war mammoth. They cast Find Steed to get. There's a great use of that spell. All right, if that giant was a bard, that's a good use of your spell.
You've worked it out.
Yeah, I've resolved it. You just got to be a frost giant.
Nice.
Yeah.
Frost Giant on a woolly mammoth.
Great idea, Ryan. That may find its way into my campaign.
Right, someday. And then I was like, that was my idea. Can I get like inspiration for this or something? A +2. I'll take a +2. Can I get a +2?
Yeah, once you come onto a tundra and I'm like, Ryan, inspiration, you just know. That's
You
the
just
code.
know.
He's gonna be like, and I turn around and it won't come.
And then they're just like thump, thump, thump.
Oh, dude, and he's a bard, so he's playing like his war bongos.
You turn around on the side of the woolly mammoth.
Yeah. And the woolly mammoth is like, you know,
because he's
the
like
horn.
trained it to like go in sync with the rhythm.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, so we created a pretty badass encounter to inflict on your party as well.
yeah. And you know, he's got to be the leader of the band of frost giants that are trotting behind him.
Yeah, and maybe they're also on woolly mammoths too.
So I mean, the real advantage of being mounted in combat is you're going to have more mobility. You're going to be faster.
Right.
Now, if you use one of these like out of the box mounts that happen to be a little bit more intelligent, then you know you guys don't share actions anymore. You have your own initiatives.
You get a fierce combatant to fight along with you. So.
And there's no longer that issue. So hey, for that guy that said about our wasps are smart enough to do their own thing.
Right. 6 intelligent.
Yeah.
Wasps.
We just upped their intelligence. They've all been summoned by goblin paladins with summoned Steed or find Steed.
Right. Yeah. Well, or you could make the leader of a tribe that's like, yep, we're gonna pull you. You're not so bright. You fly into walls. You stay right there. You're out.
Bouncy the wasp.
Yeah.
So, Andrew Knapp, SR2 Joker, did like a whole thing on lances in 5th edition. He's very angry about the fact that they don't really do anything for you if you're mounted on a steed. What do you guys think about that?
There's not like the charging rules in this edition.
There's nothing for charging.
No, there's a feat.
There is the feat for the charging, but that's 5 points of damage. So there's that. But
yeah, and it might be worth it if you're going to be doing a lot of charging to add that to your repertoire.
Yeah.
But in and of itself, I mean, if you run something down with a horse and hit it with a lance, it should probably hurt a little bit more.
Yeah,
I would agree.
So
well, you could let that player roll with advantage, so their odds of getting a crit go up a little bit.
Yeah, you could absolutely allow that.
Yeah.
And I mean, do you do double damage? Like, there's different things that you could do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we haven't done much with mounted combat yet. Hopefully, with us.
Your Ankylosaurus.
No, I was saying.
I figured you'd want to use your Ankylosaurus because your character has a mount.
Well, there is that on Monday. We'll see what happens then. But
isn't he a mechanical Ankylosaurus?
No, he's a regular dinosaur.
Regular, just your normal garden variety.
Yeah, it's just a regular garden variety dinosaur that is like a summoned monster.
All right, so here's a compromise. It's not quite as spectacular, not quite as sparkly as double damage. But what if? I mean, it's something we've talked about before when we were talking mechanics. Because the feat Savage Attacker lets you roll essentially 2 pools of dice and choose the best one once per turn. You do that with the lance, like, oh, I can either take the 8 that I rolled or the 2. I'm gonna go with the 8.
Or like a great weapon fighter, where like, okay, re-roll your 1s and 2s.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but I'm just saying, Savage Attacker is blatantly you get 2 pools of dice.
Yeah, I like that idea.
It's not bad. Attack with advantage and hit the 2 pools of dice.
Yeah, I've even just thought about that for like an alternative use of inspiration to apply it to damage as opposed to just straight up for the dice roll. Because like, I really want to drop this thing this round. And I know it's close. Let me roll with it.
Let me roll damage with advantage because I know I suck at rolling dice.
Right, exactly. Because dice hate me.
Dice hate me. Yeah. Don't roll dice like my brother.
Don't roll dice like my brother.
All right, let's ride this bad boy out of town. You guys can let us know what you think about mounts and mounted combat in the comments below. While you're at it, like, subscribe, and even share.
You can patronize us in a way that we like, though, over on Patreon.
And you can check us out on nerdarchy.com. So until next time,
stay nerdy. And the dismount.